Good morning, Facebook world. Wow, this lighting's really terrible. I should have brought my ring light in. Let me see if I can brighten me up. That's not it. I can't make it brighter. Hey, Jennifer, it tells me that you're watching and it wants me to bring you on camera. I'm trying to make this thing brighter, but I can't figure it out. Ah, there. Now I'm not so dingy. Okay. I just was going to do my makeup this morning and wanted to talk a little bit about my trip and thought I'd do it on camera. So, I have my hairpin back because it's time for a haircut tomorrow and my bangs are getting long, so that's what happens. And I came back with a cold, so inside my coffee cup is hot tea. And this is really crazy, but I went to put some green tea in my Keurig, and it said, "This is not made for this machine. Please use a pod with the Keurig logo." When I looked at it, and it did have the Keurig logo, so I tried another one, and it didn't work. So then I had to go to English tea, and it worked for some reason. But I know it's not the same. So I'm going to talk to you about my trip while I get ready. The first thing I'm going to do is my foundation. I've done all my skincare, so I'm going to do just a little pump of tan foundation on my little palette ring. And I still have some palette rings, so if you order any of the foundations, and this is the pearlizer that kind of gives me that glow. If you order any of these, you'll get a free palette ring. I'm going to mix this together on here. So I earned this trip to Costa Rica. I'm sure everybody's tired of seeing my pictures. Sorry for the overload, but oh my gosh, it was amazing. So I didn't earn enough for Daniel to get a free trip, and that was very scary for me to think about going by myself without him. I didn't know anybody from Tulsa going, and I'm so glad he encouraged me to go because it was like a trip of a lifetime. When I got to the airport, I'm going to just go through this day by day, but when I got to the airport, the first person I met was a young mom. She had a 2-year-old, and I knew my roommate was 26, and so I was kind of starting to get worried, like, oh my gosh, everybody here is going to be so young. Everybody on my plane was so young, and let me just tell you, everybody was young. Like, the oldest friend I made, I think, was 32. I did one day find a 63-year-old woman, and I was so happy that I was not the oldest anymore. Anyway, they were all darling and sweet. But, okay, so we got to Costa Rica. First of all, that's a very long travel day. It's not like just hopping over to Cancun. Okay, so that's my foundation. For my powder, today, because I want to try the new rose gold eyeshadow, so I'm going to use the silver rose dusting powder. But it comes in bronze, and it also comes in translucent. And these are just real easy to carry around in your purse, and you just do this. Some people, it drives them crazy. You might have to poke holes in it to make it come out faster, but I don't have any problems. So, gosh, I had to be at the airport at like 5:55, and I didn't land in Costa Rica until 2:15, and then it was a 2-hour drive to the resort. So it was a very long day. But the first night we had this welcome reception, and little brush. The theme of that was mystical forest, which really stumped me. I wasn't sure how to dress for that. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be like wiping my nose during this because I came back with a cold. But I went with a little headband that had like pearls and leaves in it, and I wore camo pants, and it was perfect. But it was so over the top. Like the second I stepped into that reception, I was so glad that I had gone because I just knew everything was going to be top of the line. It was just over the top. I mean, as nice as anything I'd ever been to back in my pharmaceutical days when the pharmaceutical companies were really whining and dining us and spoiling us. So that was the first night, was the welcome reception. And then my first day, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do next to my eyes. Okay, I'm going to do a base on my eyes of Sandstone Pearl. And this is not the shimmer, just the regular. And I just kind of swipe it on, and then I'll use my brush to work it out. And I just put this on all over. So the first day I just laid out by the pool. The weather was gorgeous. That was Monday. I think it was 0 degrees in Tulsa. School, like all the public schools were canceled because it was so cold. And I was so happy I was in Costa Rica getting sun. So it was beautiful. It was a little bit, they were saying seasonably cool, unseasonably cool, because I guess a tropical storm had been through. So it was very breezy, but that made it nice. So then I went to get to dinner with some of my new 20-year-old friends. It was an all-inclusive resort, and it was the nicest all-inclusive resort I've ever been to. It's called Dreams Las Marias or something. I don't know. I have terrible Spanish. So I went to dinner with my new 20-year-old friends, and it's hard to eat in other countries. I ordered the snapper, and the fish came with the head on it, like the eyes were looking at me. Can't do that. So the second day, Synagents paid for us to go on an excursion, and you could choose from 3 things, and I chose the zip lining. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I'm totally going to tell on myself here, but if you're a Bachelor watcher, I felt like I was on an episode of The Bachelor, because it was like an over-the-top adventure. And I was with all these single girls and barely any husbands, so it totally did feel like we were on The Bachelor. But they took us, it was a 2-hour bus drive, and we were literally like in the rainforest. And first of all, the guy said on the bus, you're going to, if you haven't ever ziplined, don't worry, there's 2 just like trial ones, and so by the second one you'll get it. We thought that's what he said, but I step up on that first platform, and oh my gosh, first of all, it was breathtaking. It was the prettiest we went on 10 different zip lines, and it was the prettiest one of all, which kind of stinks that it was the first one, because the first one you're so nervous about, falling. But I was like, there's no way this is a test. So I have no idea what he said. It was also raining on us that day, which our guide said, no, it's not rain. It's just wind with water. So that's going to be my new thing for rain. It's just wind with water. Okay, so I did Sandstone Pearl all over on my eyes, and now I'm going to try the new Rose Gold Shimmer eyeshadow. I haven't tried it yet. And I can't decide. Oh, I have lotion on my hands. This is going to be tough to get it open. Sorry, guys. There we go. I can't stand up because have you ever been to a football game when ESPN is there and they have suits on top and shorts on bottom? I have my top on. I don't have pants on yet. I don't even know what I was saying. Wind with water. Okay, so we did the zip lining, and then they took us, and it was like a cold rain. Now I know why they call it the rainforest. Then they took us to this beautiful lunch. And if you saw my Facebook pictures, it was this lunch on the mountainside. I mean, it was gorgeous. And when I thought that they were going to take us to lunch, I was expecting picnic tables. No. It was cloth napkins and the works. It was very nice. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to do it on my lids. And again, on the shadows, you can either use your finger or a brush. I just prefer using a brush. And I did have a friend mention it does kind of make your brush get stiff a little bit, but just clean them every once in a while. We sell a good cleaner, but I'm sure you can get a cleaner at Walgreens if you need. So they took us to this wonderful lunch. There was musicians at the lunch, and they served us. That's really pretty. I'm going to do a little bit more. Really, really pretty. It almost has a brown tint to it, and I was afraid of doing too much, but oh my heavens, it's pretty. So then after lunch, they took us, this is the part that really felt like The Bachelor, they took us to this spa, and it was, first we started with mud baths of volcanic ash, and so, we didn't have our husbands with us, so here we were in swimsuits, but we were rubbing mud on our new girlfriends, and then it was freezing, mind you. I mean, I know it was 0 degrees here, but we were in the rain and it was cold. It was probably 60 degrees. And so then the only way to rinse off is in ice cold water. That's the only way to get that mud off. And so we went out to these showers, and I'm standing in their shower, trying to get off. I was waterboarded. There were men behind us, with hoses spraying us. It was so cold. So then you went and got in the hot springs, and I'd never done a hot springs before. Okay, I'm going to show y'all my eyes. They are so pretty. So pretty. I ordered 5 of these. I'm using 1 and I've sold 2, so that means there's only 2 left. It's really, really pretty. So tell me if you want one. Claim it in the comments. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyeliner, and I'm going to have to kind of do that while I talk. So then we got in the hot springs, and that was fun. Probably about 15 minutes into it, we were all like, okay, how long are we here? Because, put this mirror up here. It was cold, and it was still raining on us, and we knew we had a 2-hour drive back. So it was a great day. It was like that zip lining. I'd never zip lined before. That was the most adventurous thing I've ever done. It was very fun. So came back, did dinner that night. Wednesday was another pool day. Thursday, okay, and so the eyeliner, this is Starry Sky, and it's just got a slight sparkle in it, but you'll want to let it dry because it's liquid. If you open up your eyes too much, you'll get it in the crease of your eye. So then Thursday was another pool day, and I got up pretty early that day, and I took my book down by the pool, and I didn't like make the, I wasn't, on a diet. I was on vacation. I just, for some reason, decided I wasn't going to have breakfast that day. I wasn't hungry when I woke up, and I don't have breakfast every day at home. So I just took my book. There were lots of y'all that left comments. I was reading The Nightingale, and oh my gosh, it was so good. If you haven't read it, read it. And I have it, if anybody wants it. But, so I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to talk to y'all. So I'm reading down by the pool. I didn't have breakfast. I did take a great big water bottle out of the room. I even ordered a water by the pool. And I should tell you that the night before I didn't drink, not even a glass of wine at dinner, and I hadn't drank that morning. So they don't start serving lunch by the pool until noon. And so I went to line up at like 11:55 for lunch because I was starting to get hungry. And it was really hot that day. That was the first day that I even wanted water on me because the pool water was really cold. And so they had like a little tanning ledge, so I got in that and kind of splashing on me, and I was like, it's hot. I had commented that to a couple of people. So I go, and I'm letting my ice dry if you just hopped on. I go and I line up by the grill at 11:55. They start serving at noon. They've fired the grill up, and I'm standing there with people I don't know. I didn't find any friends that day because I was like, I really want to read my book, and when you're sitting by people, people are talking to you, and so I wasn't by anybody I knew. And they turn the grill on. There's a guy in his 30s next to me and an older lady. She was probably upper 60s in line. And like I said, they had tropical storms, so it was real windy. So the wind hit that grill and the heat. I was just like, oh my gosh. And the second time the heat came from the grill, I even commented to the guy next to me. I said, oh my gosh, it is so hot. And I was taking steps back away from the grill. And as I stepped away, I was like, oh my gosh. And I don't know if you've ever fainted before, but I have a couple of times. And I started like seeing white. That's like the first sign for me. And I was like, oh no. So I was trying to like move away to where I wasn't by the heat, but it just kept getting whiter and whiter. And I finally just had to grab the wrist of the old lady next to me. And I said, I think I'm going to faint. And the next thing I knew, I woke up and I was in a chair. And there was a huge crowd around me. And that was so embarrassing. Oh, and they were pouring a sugar packet in my mouth. So I'm going to see if I can see comments because, hold on. Somebody say hi or something. I want to see if I have comments. So, yeah, I don't know if I get comments. Anyway, yeah, I passed out by the pool. I'm sure, okay, somebody commented. That's crazy. Thank you, Debbie. So yeah, I woke up and all these people are around me, and I'm sure that they think that I'm either drunk or hungover, which neither were the case. Like I hadn't drank the day before. Hi, Jimmy. I didn't drink that morning. I just got so hot, which when I called my mom to tell her what happened, she said, that's just like hard to believe because it's so cold here. We can't even get warm and you're overheating. But, I mean, they were like pricking my finger and checking my blood sugar. And anyway, it was very scary. And I felt like Julia Roberts in Steel Magnolias when I woke up, and I did like the ugly cry. Like I was so scared and there were people around me. And I remember thinking right before I went down, I don't know anybody here like standing by me, but thank goodness strangers are kind. So that was Thursday. Okay, I'm going to keep going with my makeup. This is Mulberry Shadow Sense, and I normally wear it on my eyes. And the other day when I did a video, I tried it on my cheeks, and I like it. And I don't know, can y'all tell that I'm tan? Because I'm pretty tan. I showed Daniel my tan lines this morning. Okay, so I had to spend the afternoon in my room napping, which was fine. And then I woke up with a pounding headache. And then we had our farewell reception, and it was as neat as the welcome dinner, but I just wasn't feeling it because that was the day I had passed out. I was exhausted and I was kind of just ready to go home. Okay, eye illuminator. This is what I use for my it's under eye cream with the pearlizer. And if you don't have serious bags, you can get away with just using it as your concealer. But some people still need concealer, but it works for me. And I'll take it out a little bit, see there, because it's like a highlighter. Sorry, it's hard to do while I'm doing this video. So, I mean, that farewell dinner, they even had like fire jugglers and stuff. It was pretty neat. But then I got back to the hotel and packed and went to bed, and the travel home was so long. Okay, this is Lash Sense with Undersense. And I want to make sure that if you get this from me, you understand what to do, because when we were at the rainforest, you know, I told you it was raining, and I went into the bathroom, and one of the other distributors said, I am not wearing waterproof mascara today. And I said, do you not use Synergen's mascara? And she goes, yeah, but they're not both waterproof. I said, yes, they are. And she said, no, they're not. I use the one with the Undersense. It is. Here's what she was doing wrong. When you put it on, you need to let it dry before you do your mascara. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. I was trying to put my mascara on as quickly as possible afterwards, and so it was running. Okay, my mascara in the pouring down rain, not one drop of it came off. So it's super waterproof. I mean, you never know when you're going to be in the rainforest and need your mascara not to run. So I'm going to let that dry. And I'm going to do my brows real quick. This is our Brow Sense. And this color is light. I thought I had a taupe, but oh, it's all right. We'll go with this. So you just kind of put some color in where you need a little filler. And it's funny because the girl that waxes my eyebrows, I asked her last time, I felt like I had a little bit of a hole in there. And I said, did we like tweeze one out? And no, that's just an age thing. They just start thinning, just like the hairs on your head. So you just kind of want to fill them in. And our Shadow Sense is also great for this. I'll use Mocha Java in my eyebrows. So I hope you're getting the idea that our eyeshadows can be used for lots of things. Oh, and another funny story. Don't forget to go back and do your mascara when the Lash Undersense dries, because one night I went to dinner. I must have been so tired. And I went into the bathroom at the end of the meal, the night that I had the fish staring at me. And I was washing my hands, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh my gosh, my eyelashes are gray. I never put my mascara on. I came back to the table, and I was like, you guys, I don't have mascara on. And they were like, oh, we thought you were trying to be like artsy. Okay, no, I'm not artsy. You cute little 20-year-olds. Okay, so I'm going to do my mascara now. And then I've got the two new lip colors here, and I'm going to try one of them. And I haven't tried either, and I'm a little afraid of both, to be honest. So we're going to do it together. And y'all can give me your honest feedback. One is pretty hot pink, and one looks very coral. And I'm going to church, so I'm not going to do the super hot pink. But I don't typically wear corals. I don't think they look great on me, so y'all won't hurt my feelings. You can be honest when I get it on. So I don't know if you can tell, but that Undersense just makes your lashes look a million miles long. Can you tell? If you're just hopping on, I put the new shadow on, and I love it. Okay, so here's the new colors. The real hot pink one is Be Mine, and this other one is Sweetheart Pink. And see, it's kind of orangey coral, but I'm going to try it. Wish me luck. Okay, so remember, you want to shake them up. Don't pound them on your hand because you'll crack it open. Really wipe your wand off because you want thin layers. And the other good thing about lip sense, you guys remember, is that when you have more than one color, you can start layering them. So if I get this on and I think it just looks hideous, I can layer it with something that I like. There's one layer. I'd love to know if any of you on here have tried any of the new colors yet. Okay, actually, the one layer looks okay. There's two. And it's definitely coral. And I can keep it on. You get yours tomorrow? What, do you wear corals, Debbie? Or are you gonna wear the hot pink? I'll definitely wear that hot pink in the summer, but I just didn't think it was appropriate for church. Okay, one more layer. And it is slightly more coral than I would wear. So I think what I'm gonna do is, you know what, it looks out of whack up on top. I think what I'm gonna do is put a tinted gloss with it. So, these are both good glosses, Bougainvillea and Orchid. I don't know, which one should I try, Debbie? I'm thinking I might try the Orchid with it. What do you think? Okay, do y'all like it? It's not too shocking, right? Okay, so I have the new colors available. I like it. You know what? The young girls at the pool were really wearing their coral colors like salmon and stuff, and they looked great in them. I think it looks okay. Okay, thanks for getting ready with me. Yeah, it does help to be tan. It helps everything, the fat, everything. Okay, y'all have a great Sunday.